Okay, the UK are currently in shock. They're in big panic because the AG and the US Congress are set to unveil and you know support the Biafra map, and this has caused so many commotion, so many panic in the
They're
UK
saying the
Parliament.
US, United States of America government administration or whatever under Donald Trump is trying right now to unveil. I don't know what I understand. To announce, to display Biafra flag. I mean, they have international cartographers, people that are in charge of map drawing, map demarcation, international demarcation and boundaries, commissions all over the world. They have them in America, and these are people that draws map. International boundaries between continents, between countries. I don't know what to understand. Within any continent is in charge. They are the one that are in charge of map drawing, boundary demarcations and divisions. And America has taken it upon themselves to unveil Biafra map. And this has led to the UK, the British, let me say imperialists, the British slave masters, frowning their face at Donald Trump, that Trump is trying to destroy what they built over the years. But I want to ask questions. Britain actually left Nigeria in 1960. What else does the British man want anymore? Again, I think they should have just gone back to Britain and began a roadmap of, let me say, oil exploration of tin. Other mineral resources are still massive in the UK. Why trying to capitalize and rely on Biafra black gold? If you look at Nigeria today, the exploration of oil in Nigeria started in 1959, and it was all along the Biafra international water shelves. The whole coastal states of Biafra are the Akwa Ibom, Cross River, River State, Bayelsa. Are you listening to me? Anambra, Imo, Abia, Delta States, including Edo State. All these are Biafra coastal states, and they are rich in oil production. What is it that Britain wanted again after leaving Nigeria in 1960? Now, this is a big question. Do you know what? Donald Trump is a man that has come to violate the Britain. The Britain over the years actually thought that we are in their own civilization and technology. But as I've done my visible studies, my research. We are no longer in the world of Britain right now. We are under American civilization and technology. You can see what Britain, in conjunction with Israel, is doing to the axis of evil. An evil axis that's responsible for all the terrorist attack, arsonist attack in Europe, in Asia, across the globe. America and Israel have sworn to destabilize the children of Cain and devil called Iran. The Persian Gulf is on fire right now because America has taken it upon themselves in conjunction with Benjamin Netanyahu to dismantle Iran Islamist regime that started in 1979. Let me tell you, 40-something years ago. Yes, they dethroned Shah. Shah was the former leader of Iran. Ayatollah Khomeini, Ali Khomeini, or what is his name? They dismantled the regime of this man, and they began with this kind of Sharia law-driven administration or regime. I don't know what to understand. So Israel and America, they are doing good work. Britain is not happy right now. That's why the war is almost finishing, coming to an end. British sent how many Tomahawk or Tornado? British Tornado, I mean their war jets. That's the name they gave to their war jets. Why coming this late is because Britain is a woman. The UK is a woman. They are being represented by women. Even there was a time woman was British Prime Minister, Margaret Thatcher. That time, still, Queen Elizabeth was alive. So the Britain is a woman. I don't know what to understand. That's why anytime good things is about to come to Igbo land, Britain will be frowning their faces. Do you know why? They are not happy. Asorok is not happy because Biafra map is about to unveil. And when they unveil it, I don't think that every Dikanale will have any strength to make noise. They will never come and make noise because we are all equal to the task. No Biafran coastal state is segregating against Igbo man anymore because they know that we are all the Igbos. Biafra emancipation is the latest pain and headache of Aso Rock administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. When Tinubu has played his politics in the past against the Igbo man in Lagos State, he actually thought that if he contested in 2023 that Igbo man was going to vote for him. But after all said and done, what happened? An Igbo man in Peter Greg Obi carried out the day, and the Tinubu shamelessly paid INEC huge money to steal mandate. Allegedly, yes. Allegedly stole a mandate that belonged to Peter Greg Obi. And let me tell you, I don't use the word allegedly again. Do you know why? It is too obvious that Obi won an election in Lagos State. Too obvious that Obi won an election in Ekiti State. They used 2019 election in Ekiti. The document was backdated to 2019. It's all indicated on search on internet. Oga Obi, Labour Party won election, presidential election of 2023. Labour Party, Alule, APC Party, Olule. He beat them to stupidity. Labour Party was voted in Lagos State. The entire southwestern states actually voted for Labour Party. We're not even discussing about southeastern Nigeria, where Labour Party won with large margin of vote. Then in the north, the entire north, mid-belt, northeast, core northwest, Zamfara, Yobe, and rest of Adamawa states, they all voted for Labour Party. Why? Because everybody got tired of APC. That was the simple reason. But they are now painting it blue, black, gold to look as if some persons voted. No, the umpire INEC was the one that actually brought Labour Party down up to the federal level. We actually know how many percentage Obi won in Abuja. Obi won more than 68%. And look at your so-called president could not get up to the needed percentage in Abuja. Why must I use allegedly? If I'm using allegedly, what is going to happen in 2027 when APC party already has gathered money up to 500 billion to share among the poor youths in the north, so that they will all come out en masse and vote for the wrongest party in Africa? I'm telling you that we are not drilling from at least showing our anger and grievances over what is going on in this regime. I am an Igbo man. I am Nandekano man. I am Obi's man. I am Chore's man. I am a man to any man that's worth listening to. A man that works wild is a man of integrity, pedigree, a man that is good to the society. The entire society needed Omoyele Chowore. The entire society needed Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The entire Igbo race is looking up to Mazi Nnamdi Oku Kanu. That's why I said I am their man and they are my men. I don't support worthless men, persona non grata, undesirable elements. They are all my foes and adversaries. I don't support bad things.
Okay, but there's been agenda that have been perpetrated online. Some are saying the president is about to visit, the British monarchy in over 40 years. No Nigerian president.
Not
They're saying because
years.
of the coming of Biafra, just like what Ngozi is saying.
Listen, the last time a Nigerian president paid visit to Buckingham Palace was in 1989. That was the military head of state, Badamos Babangida, visited Buckingham Palace. From 1989 till date, I think it's 37 years. It should be. So Tinubu is paying another visit to Buckingham Palace where they will go and represent themselves so wrongly. Do you know why? The entire Nigerians are not behind him and we don't enjoy his administration. The man is listening with his wife. It doesn't matter. His wife that is proven to be a Christian still turns her back on Christian genocide. I don't care anybody that claims to be a pastor after mounting the pulpit, outside the pulpit or church, who will start living a life of the hidden. The life of the hidden. They are going to visit Buckingham Palace. That's good for them. The last time was Badamos Babangida that visited in 1989. Are you listening to me? I'm telling you, If they get there, two of them, it's just like charcoal in the middle of snow. I don't care and I don't cherish such visits.
Okay, but they said what will be discussed is insecurity currently ravaging Nigeria, that they want to, foster more, or make the relationship between Nigeria and UK stronger as regards insecurity, as regards trade and aid in Nigeria. But these people are saying Britain have never come out to speak against the kind of people in Nigeria.
Britain has never spoken against Christian genocide because Britain are the one that handed weapons and born to rule ideology to Fulani Janjaweeds. Are you listening to me? That's why, yes, they are the cause of the problem. Insecurity in Nigeria. That's why you don't see them talk. When America comes in here, bombarding Northwest, Britain frown their faces. You know why the British frown face? Because they are the one that handed born to rule ideology to Fulani Janjaweed. Britain gave the Fulani man weapons. I don't know what to understand. Denying the Yoruba man and the Igbo man weapons. They are the one that taught the Fulani that if you have arms, you are the king in Nigeria. And actually they handed arms to the Fulani Janjaweeds. So what is going on is that the entire northern Nigeria is being ravaged by the terrorists, bandits like Karua Mamuda, and who are the people responsible for all these terrorist platforms I named. They are the Fulani Janjaweeds. And the Janjaweeds are under the control of the British man. That's why Fela sang in his music, Imam, Fulani man is an imam in the north with low mentality. Britain handed that low mentality syndrome to the Fulanis, the Hausas in the north. That's why they are not happy when America raced to the northwest and destroyed the entire bandits, ISWAP, Boko Haram, Lakarua Mamuda, and the rest of the terrorist platform in the north. So Britain is not happy now that America and Israel is coming to take law into their hands. But I have a question for the Britain, the Great Britain. Don't you know that Nigeria has been tagged? Yes, discovered to be a particular concerned country. A country of particular concern, anything is possible in that country. So that's why America and Israel is coming to take law into their hands here. And there's no how Britain could do anything because Britain is the principal cause of Nigerian problem today. Whether political impasse, whether religious impasse or crisis, Britain is the one. Instead of employing think tanks, intelligent, let me say, erudites in Nigeria, I don't know what to understand, intellectual spurious in Nigeria, Britain went to Imam, Alpha, Sheikhs, and give them the power. What did the Britain call Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe? Ceremonial president. What did the Britain call the Nigerian Prime Minister then? Abubakar Tafawa Balewa, a Prime Minister, a Prime Minister that did not go to school. A Prime Minister that could not represent Nigeria well. While the educated scholar, Mazi Nnamdi Azikiwe, was called ceremonial president. Just imagine. Britain is the chief cause of Nigerian political crisis, religious crisis and impasse going on across Nigeria is caused by Britain by themselves. That's why they employ the Fulanis, the Janjaweeds, to take care of Nigerian weaponry. The Fulanis are in charge. That's why they are messing everywhere. And if you study Nigerian government, each and every government that comes and goes in Nigeria constitutes almost 75% the Fulanis. And they are all terrorists. I think time has come for Nigerians to turn their back on Islamization process going on for over 300 years now. Britain has fallen and God is against Britain. They claim to have been Christians while they are worse than pagans. The British are the witches and wizards Nigerians have ever started having from 17, 18, 19, 20th century.
Okay, and that would lastly, do you not think that
Many of the world leaders, when I'm talking about world leaders, I'm talking about those who are making decisions for the corporate existence of the whole world. Yes, the Christians have just finished their Lent, and we saw that attack that took place in Jos, and other places within Nigeria, and coupled with the record already on ground. He doesn't do. Biafra was totally covered, where the Israeli Prime Minister insisted or made a statement that the only way out is that to divide and create a safe zone, a Christian safe zone for the Christian, persecuted Christian communities in Nigeria. Making it very clear that the world leaders might have decided at this point in time to proclaim and recognize Biafra as a sovereign nation to stop genocide in Nigeria. And if you look at it very clearly, that is a very deep and good decision to make. Because by the time you declare Biafra, these attacks, conquest agenda will naturally die. That is why we are seeing Donald Trump, we are seeing he's the new prime minister, we are seeing the Italian government, the Pope, and the rest of them begin to rally around, the recognition of Biafra, and the whole thing is going to blow up in the global media platform. Not minding that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in detention there in Sokoto. But I can tell you, another person that added value to the issue of breakup in Nigeria was the American missionary Alex Babi that had just left Nigeria.
Now, some people have argued that Nnamdi Kanu's lectures, Advocacy, which we understand likely still play on major social media platforms, is what is having multiply effect while we are seeing people coming out to pick up the agitation from where he left, where he dropped it, even as he's been incarcerated. Let me know your take.
A lot of people are actually, surprised, devastated, overwhelmingly, doubting the possibility. How can Nigeria become a democratic nation where we respect rules and laws, and to an extent committing the worst judicial suicide in the history of Nigeria by sentencing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Unwillingly, the Nigerian government, they didn't know that the whole world was watching and following the court proceedings of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And immediately that sentence happened, that is when we begin to see all manner of things happening. We saw that the first time in the history of Nigeria, bomb landed in Sokoto. The first time in the history of Nigeria, the United States government sent delegates to Asurok. For the first time in the history of Nigeria, we are seeing a mission. Just a lot of things begin to play out completely. But just for one man who maybe some world leaders or some countries or some nations started doubting him whether what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was actually saying at that point, whether it is correct or not. But you can see, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is being celebrated all over the world, and people are making references to him. And that is the picture. So, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, at this point in time, has become a determinant factor. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has become a reference point. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's agitation, and of course, has exposed a lot of things to Nigeria about what is going on in Nigeria. And more recently too, we are seeing the first time in the history of the northern Nigeria where the Hausas are now rising to ask questions that Fulani must actually leave their land because of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So if you can see the rising influence globally of the recognition of Biafra, nations are looking at it. What do we do? I think this should be the only solution to Nigeria problem, and that is why you are seeing they are now proposing that to stop genocide in Nigeria is to recognize Biafra.
Now, because of the area I just touched, we understand that there have been some advocacy pertaining to the Hausas coming up to say, yes, there's not like Hausa Fulani. Initially, when it started, of course, it was some elites from America that started, but currently, we are seeing it that those who could not even know they arrived on their left, Hausas, coming up to say, no, leave us alone, the Fulanis. And you think, now the Carlos advocacy is what according to this level?
Yes, now people are calling for Yakubu Gowon to speak up about what is happening in Nigeria. Yakubu Gowon has been very silent. He has not been able to say anything till this moment. He has been absolutely silent.
That the other time, Yakubu Gowon, it's a long time now, was with of peace, asking that let us de-escalate all these killings.
There's no thing Gowon has said recently at this point in time. Gowon has not decisively criticized because I think Gowon is ashamed of himself by now for the people he actually defended and fought on their behalf and was killing his own people now. Now he has been silent. We don't know, that silence, what it actually means, or it's an admission of regret. That's what people are saying. That Gowon's silence is an admission of regret. But notwithstanding, Gowon and Nigeria has come to the point where they are now trying to understand that possibly Odumegwu Ojukwu would have seen what they didn't see as at 1967. Gowon, without being told, is full of regrets. Of course, why we are calling the United States government, why we are not mentioning United Nations, whose responsibility is to seek for conflict resolution and make sure that peace return to nations and communities the way it's supposed to be. But they're not playing their role in that regard. The EU is not playing their role in that regard. The ECOWAS are not playing their role in that regard. Now, they are taking it upon themselves as a responsibility, to speak on behalf of the Jews all over the world, on behalf of the Biafrans all over the world, on behalf of Christians all over the world. And you can see what that actually means. And this is the same position. Remember, before now, President Kanu said it is only Donald Trump that can be able to defend Christians all over the world. And that is why you saw, that advocate from Middle Belt, making it very clearly that Donald Trump is the defender of Christians. And that is why a lot of people are saying very clearly that for we to stop genocide, and if you look at it very well, the only way to stop genocide in Nigeria is not by continuing in the unity of Nigeria, because the unity of Nigeria is only been seen as a means of infiltration to carry out an Islamized Nigeria. And by that, they kill. So the only way out to stop genocide in Nigeria is to declare Biafra a secessionist and recognize Biafra as a sovereign nation out completely from Nigeria.
Thank you very much for your time. This is a good way to let it go. I must say a very big thank you for your time. Thank you very much.